We're going to be a little unhinged today. It's been a week. The week can kick rocks. But
Yeah.
good morning, good evening, good night to everybody that is here. We have done some more research and we've learned that we have listeners and watchers all over the world. So thank you. We are pressed for time. If you don't know, welcome. For those that are familiar, you know who I am. But I am Benny Rose, and I am with my host, the one and only Tyler Nethers, drinking his Zoa, which I feel that he definitely got me to like the drink, but I don't think the drink likes me.
Yeah.
So I haven't been drinking it just to kind of have a normal
So
day.
we're going to touch on something here with the Zoas. And I think this is an important addendum after last week. All right. Let's see if the actual figure is out. Hold on.
And what would this be for this actual beverage? Is this
So it's not, but so last week we talked about the writer strike and the actor strike. And in there, my close personal friend, Dwayne Johnson, caught a couple strays because we were talking about out of control budgets and that he had just signed that historic deal to take $50 million up front on that next movie that he's doing. And we were talking about how overinflated actor salaries can also cause harm to uh, projects and stuff like that and can lead to the runaway budgets. But on the heels of that, Dwayne The Rock Johnson donated a historic 7-figure donation to SAG-AFTRA and all the charities that they use to help support the writers and the actors that are out of work during the strike. And they said that's the largest donation they have ever received ever. So he absolutely put that money to work, and I guess you could say put his money where his mouth is. But
and you're putting his money where your mouth is.
yeah, exactly.
No pun intended.
No, but no, I thought that was an important call out after we spent last week kind of. I mean, we weren't dogging on him specifically, but talking in general about the situation. I feel like that was an important addition.
Yeah, no, I get that. Again, we weren't out to alienate and talk negative about anybody. It's just a perspective that we see. We're nobodies. We're just fans that just want to understand and want to be able to do the stuff we do, and obviously let the people that have their jobs do their jobs. Because at the end of the day,
Exactly.
strikes come in all forms and sizes. As we said, this show is not going to be about that. But I
No.
just wanted to refrain and make sure that we talked about that, and we can put a little nib in the bud there.
Yes.
Coolio.
Yes.
But again,
Yes.
I said today's going to be unhinged anyway, so it's not going to be about that. It's going to be just about life and the juggle and what we deal with, and how we sometimes struggle to get together. And there was definitely messages between us today. I'm like, do you want to delay it? I'm kind of like for it, and it's not that I don't want to be with Tyler. It's sometimes the week just gets the best of us, unfortunately. And
Yep.
we got Poochie Nana is
All right,
not
let him
happy
out.
now. It's I don't know, man. It's obviously having a day job, career, stuff like that, and having life and family at home. The juggling of the two, which I deal with, is not fun. But we're here to have fun. We're here to talk about stuff. If you noticed, anybody that's watching the show, I am in a different part of my office. My PC decided to take a shit pretty much as we were getting the show ready to cap off the end of the week, but it looks like it potentially booted. So I think it's on its final legs, as we've said on the show many times. But making the best of it. This is my uh, day job side of the office. So I still have my toy view, which I love. I apologize for the incomplete for the OCD. That's going to be McFarlane stuff eventually. I have a new shelf. I'm not crazy about the shelf because it's got those weird, like you just place them on the little nubs. So like I worry if I put a figure on an angle, it's gonna
Yeah.
freaking flip. So I'm undecided if I want to use the shelf now. I might just like give it to my son because he has those little Mario figures. They might sit better. if I try putting figures on that, that might be a disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I think the one thing we definitely want to touch on was Secret Invasion is over. Let's get into it. Let's
Oh my
get through it.
God.
Let's not spend too much time on it because we've touched on just about everything with the exception of the last episode. Um,
Just,
you could tell we're not happy.
just, oh my God. What a waste.
It's
What a
like what was
fucking
the point of the
waste.
show?
None. There
You
was
know,
no point. You ended in the exact same fucking place that you started. Like there was no character development. What was the point of fucking Agent Maria getting killed at the beginning? Nothing. Didn't
not worth it.
galvanize, didn't do shit. What the
Horrible.
what the fuck, man? Oh my God. And did you see? I don't think I sent you the full thing from that. So Variety interviewed the director.
Yeah, you sent me a screenshot of one portion of
Oh my
we're having
God.
another moment of, I guess, when the Flash movie came out and everybody was critiquing the CGI, and he came out and said, "Well, the CGI was intended to be that way. Not good."
Yeah.
For a lack of going into detail, I mean, for those that haven't seen it, there's certain scenes that are utilizing cameos, and realistically, with non-spoiler, like most of these people are not alive.
Yeah.
Let's leave it at that. And it could have done a better job, and DC has done a better job, but the director came out to kind of defend it. So I think what Tyler's going to mention might it reminded me of kind of that route. So
This isn't
yeah,
even that. This is I don't think I sent you this one, but this is another piece from the article or from the interview. The interviewer said audiences have gotten conditioned to this idea of the supersized season finale, but Secret Invasion's episodes got shorter as the show went on. What was the vision for that? And the director's response, I am reading word for word.
verbatim. Here we go.
Vision is a really big word, and I appreciate your using it. But it's really just practical exploration and the practical evolution of a story. It's written one way. What,
Uh,
what the fuck does that mean? What do you mean?
I don't know. I mean, I will tell you the only thing that has come out of the show that I see as a something that they would see as a win, I guess, is that people are talking, whether they're talking good, bad, or indifferent. Obviously, is something that I don't know how that gets approached, and because people are like, if this show is getting this many low scores and mixed reviews, how does this bode well for the future of the Disney Plus shows? How does this bode well for the future of other content? We already know everything's gotten delayed due to the strikes. Period. We already knew that stuff was getting delayed prior to that because of just the influx of all these shows and Bob Iger coming in and saying, "Hey, we get pump the brakes. Let's take a step back. We're putting out too much. We are giving fatigue," which is the truth. But I will tell you,
There would be no
speaking
fatigue though if they were good.
yes and no. I think the quality is definitely depreciated as well, even at the beginning. Like you had Shang-Chi, which I personally enjoyed, but it's not a movie that I've gone back over and over and over to see, which I still go back to Infinity War. I still go back to I go back to all the older phase 1 through 3 stuff. But why is that? You know? And it's also just a visual telling of, the way the films are done. So, I speak a lot with a friend of the show, Legend Pop Paul. That, we're planning on having him on the show in the near future too. We talk about this stuff. He's my previous podcast host for Media Masterminds, where we pretty much always talked MCU. The biggest thing that we talked about was just whatever has been done at this point, they've left it to the point where it's just enough information to say something has changed. We had a plot twist. Here's where you got to fester on. And then I use my words of connective tissue. We're going to have to start digging back and start look back where does it connect. And that's what people are doing, going back to old content. I've done it as well. But what it really ends up being, I see and he sees, it's a cop out because
Yeah.
what they're doing is they're placing it where they're giving a concept. That's all it is. It's a concept. They don't want to iron out the story now. because they're going to worry about it later. And then they'll say, all right, how are we going to explain this? How does it fit in the story of where they're going to tell that story? If they do that now, they can't recon it. You know
Right.
what I mean? So I think that's a shitty way of looking at it. But when it comes to the roadie thing, that's one of the biggest parts that people are fighting about right now, as you
Yeah.
know. How long has he been a scroll? I've said it. I've had people on TikTok, thank you to GeekyCast for talking about it. I've said that it's pretty much going to be, I think, post Endgame, but some insight has circulated that opens my eyes a little more. The picture that I shared with you and others with showing Rhodey and Falcon at the first episode when they're in the after the presentation. If you look at it, what did I say? I said he's not wearing the
Doesn't have
braces,
his
right?
braces. Right.
If you look at that picture carefully, and this was a thing that I bitched about. I said he had to wear them over his pants before, right? Because they were so big.
Yeah.
Stark is dead. Who else is designing that stuff? That was my thought. Obviously, he can just get braces, right? If it's to that point, but I think that they were doing more for his spine at this point.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just regular braces. But if you look carefully at that picture, the freaking light from the brace is seen under the pants. So now is he there too? And there's no behavioral differences there because he's not talking much. Because that's a lot of things people are saying. Oh, he's unhinged. He's angry and he's short tempered and he's talking about nuking and like he's just very not the Rhodey that we know.
Not his normal. Yeah.
But then people are going back to Endgame and they're talking about when he's saying with Thanos. So why don't you go back in time and it's like I feel like that could be Rhodey because he wasn't like
Yeah.
it was a lot of verbiage. It's not the body language, it's the verbiage. And then there's just so much of the longer you're a scroll, the more you like embody that person, which I get. You know,
Yeah.
there's just so many points of, the hospital gown's the biggest point that people are saying is the proof. Because if we're going to base that, then that's got to be consistent across the board, right?
Right.
Theoretically, whatever people are wearing, that seems to be the clothes that they wore. That means that these motherfuckers have not been cleaned and kept. Well, they have been, I guess, to some degree because they don't look dirty. They don't look unsat. But
No.
like, are they shitting standing up? Like, what's
Right.
going on? I know I'm petty with that, and Marvel will never explore that. But
No.
I feel like it would have been better if they were like in a cryogenic like tube because they had that scene where there was a bunch of it looked like vats. I think that makes more sense because if you can kind of put them in a stasis in a sci-fi, I know I'm arguing over stupid shit when we have people that are shape-shifting, like Emily Clark showing her arm that looks
Oh
like
my
it's a
God,
strong
dude.
arm.
Oh my God, dude. Why does she have Drax's scars and tattoos? Like, even if she had his DNA, why would she have his tattoos? Why? Why would she have his scars? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Why would you give somebody Hulk's DNA and Drax's DNA? What's the point? What's the point of that cocktail?
Well,
It's
I
just
think
stupid.
the harvest is just a cocktail of whatever they gathered at that point. Because I
I
mean,
don't,
it's
why? Why? Why would you
well, I
just throw
mean,
all that shit
bro.
together?
I mean, the scariest part is that they even had Thanos in there. That's that's a whole nother complaint that obviously everybody's like, oh, the hierarchy, talking about Dwayne, right? The hierarchy has been
Hierarchy is
achieved and it's now,
shifted. Yeah.
yeah, and it's now Emily, but everybody's like, no, it's not, and it's like, yeah, you
And
can
it's
have all the
not.
powers but you're not disciplined,
And I want to know how she was using. I know this is again a stupid complaint, but how was she using Captain Marvel's powers? How long did it take Carol Danvers to figure out how to use that shit?
Well, how is she knowing what she has in her body?
That's what I'm saying. Just
Yeah, I mean, she put out I forget her name, Mantis.
yeah,
She pulled her, she said sleep, like it just
right,
came to her.
right.
I mean, again, like for me, the logic, if you start getting powers, you start figuring it out. You have to figure it out and understand.
Sure. But that
But like
fast, that many powers
both
from
of
that
both of both
many people,
well,
yeah,
both of them too,
it's so
Unless
stupid.
yeah, unless they're just like kind of I felt like, you could say some of them manifest on their own, like a Superman, like you just in the heat of the moment. But like I think at certain points they're just putting arms on,
Just
they're
to
like
show us exactly. They're just showing off. You got Korg's arm in there. Why would you pick Korg's arm over Hulk's arm? What the fuck? Hey, Korg has no superpowers. He's just made of rocks.
well, a lot of people were saying too, what about the Black Order? The fact that you have almost all of the Black Order, if not all of them,
Yeah.
they were dust. Or were they collecting dust and then turning that into like collecting that as DNA? Like were they scrubbing piles and assuming that that's what you got? Because you got the Chitauri and stuff too. So again, that would make sense there. But I don't know, dude. It's a little far fetched.
It's just
I think the
goofy.
problem is, as the fans, we overanalyze. I overanalyze life, so that makes it
Sure. So
worse.
overanalyze is one thing. Being fed a spoonful of shit and being told to just accept it for what it is dumb.
Well, that's kind of what I do with my son. Here, eat this.
Yeah.
But it tastes like shit. Just
Yeah,
eat it.
eat it anyway. I don't know. It's just such a poor, such a strong start. I mean, we talked about it at the beginning after the first what 2, 3 episodes. We were like, okay, this might be something. This might be going somewhere. No, went nowhere.
Yeah. Well, I think the problem too, as another thing that Paul said, was we have to go in with just really, really low expectations.
I went in with no
We're hoping.
expectations. I almost didn't watch it. I was like, all the shows have been so bad. I don't care to watch it. But then I
Yeah.
was like, no, I have to watch Sam Jackson and Ben Mendelsohn do a fucking buddy cop thing.
And then the loss of him too. Holy shit, dude. Come
Just
on.
stupid. What a waste. What a fucking waste.
Now you recast him as Doctor Doom. You hear me?
Exactly. Exactly. That's the only way to save that.
Do it. Don't make you could make up for everything. Just do that. I
As
don't
long as
know,
you make
man.
the
I
movie
think
good.
yeah. Well, I think right now at this point we don't get anything till November. Nobody cares about the Marvels. I think that we might. I've said it before, and obviously I'm wrong a lot, but I'll throw it out there still. I think there's a good chance that we can get X-Men 97 this year, if not early next year. And I think that we'll get What If season two, possibly this at this point, because we're still going to get Loki. Loki is the summer. No, it's not the summer. I think it got pushed too. So I don't even remember what date, but that's
Yeah, I don't
supposed to
know.
be coming as well. Again, it's just there's so much. I don't know. There's a lot of collateral damage at this point from everything that's happened. There's
When
so
even
many
with Loki, like
points.
we talked about it, Loki was fine, but it was a mischaracterization. Like they took Loki directly after Avengers when he's still like fundamentally evil. And
But they fundamentally
immediately
changed him.
they immediately give him pre-Endgame Loki personality or pre-Infinity War Loki personality. What the fuck?
Well, I think a part of that is him seeing his life flash before his eyes.
It doesn't
Like
matter. It's not going to change you. Like that's just
I think
stupid.
I think it could. I think it's
It's not going to
he got a
immediately
big
turn
pile of
you.
humble pie.
It's not going to immediately turn you into the character you were 10 years later, though. Like, yeah, you can. It would just that there was so much that could have
But
been explored.
right. No, I get that, but I don't think that he's even really that same character. I think he's really his own because now he's just I don't want to say he's good because he's not good, but he's never cared about the fallout of anything. You know what I mean? And now that's really all he cares about as far as how we left off everything.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough. I get what you're saying. And that's another factor too. You have this time that you built with this character over the years who has now died. Yeah, you're getting him again, but you're not getting the same character that you've had fleshed out all these time. So, is it the same?
But they're not giving him. They're not giving you a different character either. They're trying to just
make him the same because
right.
they're trying to also make it like all the Lokis are the same in the end. Even though the other ones are dynamically different.
I don't know. There were good parts in there, but just on the whole, it was just like there. It could have been so much better.
Right. Your hand is killing me right now because it
Oh,
looks like you're
sorry.
playing no, it just looks like you're playing the guitar.
Yeah.
And
Fidgeting.
I'm like, you know how like I don't know if you've it's total segue because this is what I do
Yeah.
as a 41-year-old man. I just throw tangents. There's some random video on TikTok of like it looks like an older woman and like it's superimposed. There's hands and a guitar, and it's a guy like shredding, but it's like
Nice.
fits perfectly over her.
I
That's
love
what
it.
every time I saw your hand, I'm like, is his hand like superimposed in the fucking camera
Yes.
right now? This is
Yep.
hilarious.
I love it.
All right, I'm done with that. Rant over. So Secret Wars, we're left with more questions and answers as always. We're adding to the pile of plot holes, I feel,
Oh, and they
because
bring up the whole like, were the scrolls chased out or were the scrolls the ones that caused the Kree to be problematic in the first place? And Talos's, secret or whatever that he clearly took to his grave, and then they never bring it up again. Like, oh, maybe
about
the scrolls
scrolls.
were the aggressors in the first place, and then they're just like, okay, but never mind. Dude, the guy
Yeah,
that directed it, did you look into the director at all? He's
no
a
sir.
he's a commercial director.
Okay,
That's it. He's
that's it.
that's it. He directs commercials.
All right, there you
Like
go.
what
You,
the
so
what the
that's why
fuck?
they're so short. Is that why they're so short?
I guess. Yeah, after working briefly in feature film production, he won an assignment from his alma mater to direct a recruiting film for which he earned an award at New York Film Festival. From there, he entered the commercial industry, first as a producer, then a director. He developed a rapport with the Milwaukee agency McDonald Davis, and that enabled him to found his own production company. Immediate success. He worked constantly, directing an average of more than 100 TV spots a year.
Okay.
he,
Again, I'm
he
not
he
gonna
has
fault him.
credits
It's
for
nice.
advertisers like Coke, McDonald's, Miller Lite, Blockbuster, Reebok, and Citibank. Like, yeah, sure, awesome. A lot of people that direct commercials go into directing, good things.
This is not
But
one of them.
this is not one of them, and I just don't understand. I don't understand the show costs like 200 million fucking dollars.
That kills me. That's
Why
that's that's
why
all on
can't
the
you hire
actors.
somebody to make a good fucking show? Like, I just don't understand. I get a big company wanting to give somebody a chance, but like
But I think
that's not what
just
they're doing. They're not doing it out of the kindness of their heart. They're like, where the fuck can we scrimp here?
yeah. Well, it's budget constraints.
Budget
Again,
constraints,
you
my
think about
balls.
think about the actors in the show.
They could have
Again,
hired they could have hired a real director instead of animating that stupid Drax arm on Amelia Clark. There you go.
or that intro for the AI with the AI.
Well, that probably saved them a bunch of money too.
I mean, I'm with you on a lot of it. Like I said, I always try to play devil's advocate, and we'll never know the answer. That's not something that will ever be discussed. That's what we're here for. We'll throw our 2 cents. And I do think that realistically, yeah, the budget was really high, and I think that the production value was good. I think that I think it was a good put together show. I think when we're coming into it as a plot and some of the choices made within the script and how
I
things
think
were
they should pay
paced
the film directors.
and the writers.
Well, right, obviously, but I'm saying like they should get the people that direct the films to direct the shows.
Yeah,
They should have had Sam Raimi direct WandaVision to lead directly into Doctor Strange, as opposed to not even telling him how WandaVision ends and saying, make the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness movie.
right.
They
No, I'm
should
with
have
you. That
hired
makes a lot of sense.
whoever they have, because they already have someone picked out for Secret Wars.
Well, they have the directors from Shang-Chi doing both of them.
Oh, is that who's doing Secret Wars?
Secret Wars and Kang Dynasty is supposed to be the guys that did
So
Shang-Chi.
then, as much as I didn't particularly care for that movie either, like that's who should have directed this show though. Like if the show is going to directly tie into
Right.
a
Like
film,
the director of for the Marvels should have did this.
should have done Miss Marvel, and that's who it is, isn't it? That's the
Well,
only case.
I'm saying they should have did Secret Wars. Secret Invasion, sorry. Too many secrets.
Yeah,
Not enough answers. That's a good one right there. Too many secrets, not enough answers.
yeah. So let's see who's
Because, like
filming.
I said, this show is leading right into the movie
Right.
because obviously he's going back into space, and you know, it's too much going on. It's making me tired. I'm gonna yawn right now because it's making
Yeah,
me too
no kidding. Oh,
tired.
Jesus. No. So the directors of Miss Marvel are not doing the Marvels. And we'll just
Okay,
leave it
so
at that.
yeah, so there you go. It's an inconsistency that happens with a lot of filmmaking. Period.
And
Um,
I get not having, I mean, I understand like film directors not wanting to work in TV, but I feel like if you're making Marvel movies, you're already making TV. So, like, you're not, you know what I mean? Like,
well, it depends on the movie too, because I think that's where it's gone now. It's kind of just dwindled, and I think less people are interested than before. Like everybody has said, Endgame is the end of what we loved and missed. Of what Marvel storytelling was on TV.
yeah,
I think the problem is there was too much given at one time. Disney got Fox. Holy shit, we can do all this. And then they weren't really touching those properties, but then it's like, let's just go big. You have this multiverse saga. Think about all the movies that were in this multiverse saga so far. How many of them really dealt with the multiverse?
yeah,
Two? Two? Wakanda Forever didn't, you
nope,
know. Eternals technically didn't.
no,
So I mean, I don't know whether, WandaVision did. Is Secret Invasion? No. Like it's just weird that you call it a multiverse, and then you have your Loki. Like I feel like there's like three things going on at once. It's the state of the countries and the world as a whole, all of the destruction and the aftermath of all the stuff that happens within the world of the superheroes. Then you have this internal struggle that is the multiversal stuff, which is the Spider-Man, the Doctor Strange aspects, and then you're going to have all the stuff up in space and the different galaxies, and then you have the Guardians of the Galaxy, you have the Eternals potentially. Then who knows if we get like it's literally three different sections of, and then you have like the what if. They make the what if like it doesn't exist, but the what if is part of the multiverse.
yeah,
It just gets very convoluted at the end of the day. And as a nerd, as somebody that grew up literally reading freaking the Infinity Gauntlet and having so much love for it, I want to love my characters. I want to love every single piece of content that they put out. And they're not giving me they're making it hard. They're making it hard for me to like it
yeah,
you know. And I try. I will watch most of these episodes twice the same day just to get maybe I missed something. And
yeah,
it's just like you're not helping the cause. Like I don't know,
no,
man. It sucks. And I don't want to say I have Marvel fatigue, but I'm getting a little burnt out of being disappointed.
yeah,
That's really what it comes down to.
I
But
agree.
that's my 150 character essay.
Right.
But I guess, I think we can cap it short today. We don't have to go crazy.
Yeah,
Um, we are starting the month of August with a bang.
that's
As we
right.
said, month of synth, baby. Month of synth is coming. We cannot wait.
Very
Our first
excited.
episode is going to have Neon Fox and Karen Zoe Lee of Night Ride FM fame. Anybody that has listened to us or knows me knows that I play in the Arcadia in the world of synthwave, and these are pillars in that scene. And we are so excited to have them on the show. We're going to talk about synthwave, what it means to them, what the scene's like, what's it like to be a fan, what's it like to contribute to that scene, because they are both DJs and hosts, respectively, promoting all the different artists like myself. And again, we just want to segue from kind of like the norm in a sense, because there's just a lot of
We really
negativity.
don't have a norm. We keep it,
Well, it's,
we're always flexing.
yeah, fair enough. Flexing. But yeah, I think it'll be a really exciting month. And, in between, if we have time to do some other stuff, we are going to be creating some other segments. So there'll be other little topic shows that we'll have. We'll probably have other people on board with those as well. So definitely stay tuned for all that news as it comes. But Mr. Tyler, you have anything else you want to leave us with?
Nope, not this week. We've got we're playing a game right now that's pretty terrible, but we'll we'll leave that off for now.
Yeah, we'll
We'll
talk about that
we'll have
in the
one
future.
negative episode. We'll leave it be. But
All right. So we'll leave you with that. We hope everybody has a great day. To this week, go fuck yourself. To everybody else, we love you. You rock. Take care and have fun.